people have tried to do, overturning a fucking election. These fascists are out here coming to get us. And one of the only ways to fight back is by organizing in your workplace, by organizing workers, because the future is ours to take.
What got me out here today is to support Austin, a Starbucks worker who has recently been terminated, and to stand in solidarity with other groups, other labor groups as well. I myself got fired myself, and I'm just here to fight the good fight, show support.
We're meeting. I was in Atlantic City this past weekend. I met some people and I'm not going to give them away yet because they don't know but I met people from other states that were amazed that we were there. They ran into all four founders, me, Chris, Derek, and Jordan. So it was like they took pictures like they're ecstatic. And, it went to show us that how much, people around at these other places need our help. Those people in ERW9 out there in Jersey, they definitely need our help. This is why unions are needed. There's a man dead now. So, yeah.
What's disgusting?
Union busting!
What's disgusting?
Union busting!
What do we got? Worker power! What do we got?
Worker power!
What do we got?
Worker power!
Our next speaker is a UPS worker. Her name is Hemina. She's hoping to join us for the Easter.
Hi everyone!
We never do.
Like we had there were like 8 different unions who showed up to
UPS worker. I'm with the boys of Wholesome. In solidarity with
and then we drove back
Austin
here and it was
and
like,
all the
no
fire
way.
workers.
Like, this is phenomenal.
All the fire workers that were fired for the sole reason of organizing with their co-workers for better worker conditions. We demand his immediate reinstatement and an end to any kind of repression against him and his co-workers. We want to say very loud today that Austin is not alone, and that if they touch one of us, as they said, they touch us all. An injury to one is an injury to all. So if they touch one of us, we're going to fight back with all our forces. Austin's firing is not an isolated case, as he said. Nationwide, Starbucks is harassing workers, firing organizers, and even shutting down stores where workers have been able to unionize. They want to stop. They want to stop this wave of unionization at all costs. But they won't be able to if we are united and show our power as workers, the firepower of the working class. The bosses are spending millions on union busting because they fear our power. It is not only Starbucks who is responding to this wave of unionization with repression. Amazon hasn't recognized the overwhelming victory of the Amazon labor union. The ALU must be recognized immediately and unconditionally. At Amazon, many activists have been fired for organizing as well. The only Chipotle store to win the union in New York was recently shut down by the bosses. Sam, an organizer at God Macker Institute, was fired just an hour after they won their union. In many states and cities, there have been walkouts, protests, work stoppages, but it's not enough. This is the beginning. We have to organize a national campaign against union busting, retaliation, against firings and repression, and eventually we should organize a strike. In New York, we must start organizing today. We have been organizing so far. We must defend every new union and every activist that is fired. The bosses are worried because there is a crisis, and we workers are organizing not only for our labor rights, but against the oppression we suffer as black, people of color, immigrants, women, and queer people. Politicians who work for the bosses, Republicans and Democrats alike, and the bosses want us to pay the cost of this crisis that they created and drive down our wages while inflation raises. They want peace at home while spending millions on the military and the weapons they need to dominate our fellow peoples in the global south. But we will not give them peace. This beautiful new labor movement that is emerging must put up a fight. A real fight we have to organize democratically and from the grassroots in our workplaces. We have to unify unionized and unorganized workers, and we have to fight for all our demands in the workplace and for our rights, such as the right to have an abortion. We have to organize a new combative labor movement that is willing to challenge the laws, those laws that rich white men made so that we cannot organize, go on a strike, or having a union. We have to put forward the methods of the working class, pickets, strikes, a UPS. We have our contract bargaining next year and multiple things to fight for. The drivers, for example, are at risk working in the heat wave. We already lost one comrade recently who died from the intense heat and lack of air conditioning in the truck. In the warehouses, we work in these temperatures without AC and at the rhythm of the machines, earning $15 an hour and breaking our backs day by day. We want to organize the rank and file workers so that our new contract is what the rank and file wants and deserve. And we want to prepare for combative actions, such as a strike. Brothers and sisters, in the pandemic we learned that we are essential and that bosses are not. We actually can survive with them. We will be better together and in unity. We are more and we're stronger than the parasites that own all the wealth. Long live the unity of the working class!
Yeah, this definitely inspired a lot of Amazon workers. Amazon workers from across the globe, across the states, would contact us, telling us how to unionize. Basically, they do a lot of networking. So with our overturn conviction thing, our overturn process, it's like giving us more, giving us more confidence to fight even more stronger, to come back more stronger, and to keep unionizing more and stuff until we get better, positive results.
How you feeling about the turnout today? How you feeling about how it went on?
Right now, everything is good. You know, it's good vibes. You know, I'm speaking with a bunch of people. Even though I've gotten fired a few months ago, I'm still part of the labor movement, help fighting for the cause, being a positive influence to other people, to other workers. And basically, you know, it's all about joining in solidarity, and that's it. This is my brother G right here, and Gerald. And
Yeah. Let him jump on the mic right quick.
Yeah.
Let me holler at you for a second. Just for the audience, let me know what got you out here, bro.
Basically, I'm trying to help my sisters and brothers in Starbucks. You know, they're going through the same struggle. You know, as you know what we're doing in Staten Island. I'm one of the founders, Jordan, another founder, and you know, we just want to show the support that they can do this. They got to stay strong in their resolve. You know, I'm strong in my resolve. I'm fighting them to the end. You know, they want to keep going back to court right now, but I got a decision coming down sometime right after the 29th of this month. Should put me back to work. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to helping my union get a contract with Amazon. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to pushing for all these things. It needs to be done. We're in an age where unions are needed. This is modern day slavery. They're all using us. They don't care about us. And I mean, it's evident, you know. Amazon just had another death last week that, you know, I mean, out there in Jersey, guy had a heart attack. He told his manager he wasn't feeling well. Guy had a heart attack, bumped his head on the table, and they left him there for like 25 minutes to a half hour before they even got him downstairs. He's not here anymore. This is why I'm out here, because until somebody takes a stand, until we're united and work as one power, use these unions. These unions, as I said, that's our resolve, to deal with the 1%. We have no choice but to band together. And I'm here to support our brothers and sisters and let them know it's not an easy struggle, but it can be done.
Give it up for Jimena! When I say no contract, you say no coffee. No contract!
No coffee!
No contract!
No coffee!
No contract!
No coffee!
So our next speaker is another fired worker. Boo! His name is Zachariah, and he's from the New York Cannabis Workers Union. Give it up for Zachariah.
Hello, beautiful people. I come here today in solidarity with all of you. I myself was recently fired for organizing a union at CBD Kratom. Yesterday morning, I arrived to work hours after we had announced that we had enough votes or enough cards to get a vote, only to be fired. With that being said, something I'd like to talk about today is struggle. Struggle is inseparable from our lives. The point of this fight is not to erase struggle, but to have our struggle met with reward rather than more struggle. Why am I working 40 hours a week to pay $500 on a room in an apartment only to have no money left to feed myself? Why am I expected to make $1 million a month for this greedy cannabis corporation when all they want to do is burn us out? Why? That is all I have to say for today. I show my full support to you, and I ask that you follow us on Twitter, Instagram at NYCW Union. NYCW Union. Thank you, everybody. I love you.
Some politicians might be involved, some aren't. It's a crazy game that it is. Politics is a crazy game. Again, you got to realize some of them might be getting paid for this, just to stay out the limelight and stay out the way. And also with AOC with the Just Cause bill, we need that to be in full effect, so workers like Austin, myself, Gerald, Chris, who were unjustly fired, could be reinstated immediately without Just Cause for unionizing.
Yeah, politicians should absolutely be doing more. They should be, that's why they were elected, and they should be showing up. They should be doing their job and showing up and making sure that the majority of people are able to survive and pay their rent and have a decent life. But in spite of that, that's why people organize. That's why workers are coming together to form unions, because they just cannot afford to wait for politicians to care about them and to show up and do things for them. That's why Austin got fired, because he started, fighting for his right to have a better life.
The politicians, and I'm not trying to attack them or come against them. They're not here at the moment right now. But other than that, we're still going to keep fighting with or without them, support or no support. What our main concern is just regular workers coming together and being more independent. So we're not really concerned about the politicians. I'm not really concerned about the politicians.
We've had a few. I'm not going to knock all politicians and say that they haven't been in our favor, but the majority of them, they haven't said anything. Is that due to being paid off or other things? I don't know. All right, but they need to take a stand, because us as a people, as a society, is all going to shit. Because we're back to modern slavery, where we got handlers in Amazon and Starbucks, and they're telling you what to do, and if you don't do it when they say, you're fired. If you're a minute late, you're fired. Stupid shit. You know what I mean? That, it like in Amazon, like I heard, even with this case where the guy just passed, and blessings to his family. they told the rest of the workers don't speak on it, otherwise they'll be terminated. Like, you know, they have us in fear in these places. When I worked for Amazon, I remember running home and spend the night worrying about if I'm going to have a job the next day because did I make too many errors, you know, and that's the way it is.
And it's not stressing. That'll give you a heart attack too.
Yeah, it will, man.
You're stressing out, wondering if you
Oh, please. That's the stress. Am I lying, Jordan? You can go home stressing if you have a job the next day because your rate. If you're not making your rate, you might get a write-up. If you already got 2 write-ups, you're scared you're going to get that 3rd one. So you're sweating every day. Oh, I can't get that 3rd one. Yeah, they put me through hell until I said enough is enough. I did that quickly, too. You know, a lot of people don't know their labor laws. They don't know their rights. And that's what we're out here to spread. These newer generations, they have no idea what a union is, know what their rights are as a human being. I mean, and we're here to advocate that. We're here for them, and we're here to make sure that these rights are being honored and not violated.
How you doing? Well, my name is Steven. I'm with Socialist Alternative. I'm a local Queens native. I grew up in this neighborhood. I think, you know, it's important that we all come out here, and I think it's also a political obligation that we have to stand in solidarity with Austin, collectively, many different groups coming together, making this happen. As I was thinking about what I was going to say today, I thought that, you know, the best way to go about contextualizing the situation is with numbers. So I actually took it upon myself, and I saw them, and I researched the net worth of Herod Schultz, and Herod Schultz has a $4 billion net worth, followed by Bezos, who has Bezos has a $148.4 billion net worth. Elon Musk has $235.8 billion net worth. So I say those numbers because with those numbers, I don't believe that these are the type of people that will play by the rules, right? These are not the type of people that you're going to win going to the courts, solely sitting in bargaining rooms with them, acting like they're going to, you know, give you what you need. Clearly, you saw what happened to Austin. Austin's not the only incident, actually. There's been about 45 Starbucks workers that have been fired. So this is something that's going to continue to happen. And the more I think about this, I think about a quote that I came across: "Power conceives nothing without a demand, and never has and never will." And I think we need to channel that energy into how we're building the labor movement in this hot labor summer, right? I think it's also important, I think the sister talked about my favorite word, which is strike, but also it's important to draw lessons, not just local, but international. We should draw lessons from the movements like JKA, the John Deere workers, the Nabesco workers, the Kellogg workers, the West Virginia teachers, the United Metro electricity workers out of Greenpoint that have been striking for some time. HarperCollins, which is going on right now, right? Healthcare workers, the railroad workers in the UK, the Panamanian working class standing up in general strike, the Sri Lankan working class who just ushered out their president. You know, our battle's international. We're fighting an international system. Capitalism is international. So the more that we realize that we're all together, as many of the other folks have said, the better that we are in bringing forward our struggle. I think that there's no better time actually to start discussing about demands and steps and next steps forward. The sister talked about a general strike. I think there's no better time to talk about maybe having a one-day general nationwide strike coordinated with workers, Starbucks workers, Amazon workers. You know, you gotta scare these guys. They don't care. I mean, they'll listen to this, but they listen more to when their numbers drop, when their stocks are taking a plummet. That's what bothers them. That's what makes them afraid. That's what they lose sleep over. So you gotta hit them where it hurts. Sorry, y'all, 1 second. I think another perfect example that we saw was the Memphis 7 who were fired shortly after coming together and unionizing their, they were all part of the organizing committee in Memphis. All 7 of them were fired, they were fired, and then few hours after actually, they called the picket line. They put demands on folks, and that's the sort of action that we gotta set the bar high. We gotta keep it, you know, that's the sort of stuff that we gotta do, because at the end of the day, that's really all they listen to. Tangible things that move and hurt their wealth. So on that point, thank you to everybody for being out here. Solidarity to everybody, solidarity to Austin. Let's keep it going. Let this not just be a one-off. I mean, this is great, but we need to build sustainable movements, broad coalition of movements coming together they don't give a fuck about us. But more importantly is capitalism. And we gotta talk about transforming our society because it's unsustainable. We're in a motherfucking heat wave right now. Like, this is crazy, you know? Anyways, thank you, solidarity.
You know, Starbucks workers, man, they're in solidarity with Amazon, and Amazon's in solidarity with Starbucks workers. You know, this is a big site, as you can see. You know, a lot of these companies need to be unionized now. They're doing blood money. I mean, they're loading profits off these workers, terminating workers, and you know, these workers are being unjustly fired, and they need to be reinstated immediately.
Corporations can fire workers illegally. They can always find ways to tricks, you know, to fire workers and say it's for a different reason, not for unionizing. But that still does not take away my inspiration that organizing is important, that unions are essential to a decent life, to a good life.
And it inspires you more when you hear something like that? When you hear like a worker being taken advantage of, it inspires you more to come out and support?
It inspires me to come out and support when a worker calls for solidarity. I'm not, of course it hurts and it really stinks when I hear about a worker that was retaliated against. That sucks, that's terrible, and that should not be happening. And as a community, we should be standing in solidarity so the worker or the workers that were retaliated against are reinstated, or, you know, if that's the case, if they lost their job. But yeah, I'm inspired to support.
An injury to all or an injury to one is an injury to all of us. I'm very little, so I'm gonna go on the top step. Yeah! And I'm gonna be really freaking loud. Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming out. An injury to one is what? Injury to all. I was illegally fired on April 1st of this year after organizing the union at my store. We won the election on March 23rd. I am here standing up and saying that this is enough. Earlier we heard that there were 45 illegally fired workers. There's over 100 of us now. There's over 100. They're firing so many of us. They are illegally closing down shops. They're closing down shops in your neighborhoods. They're closing down shops in the Pacific Northwest and everywhere. This is an injury that we cannot allow to continue to happen. And if you look to the left, you look to the right. These are your brothers and sisters. We are here together forever. You see people of all backgrounds. We see every single organization that we can get. They're out here. Why? Because solidarity matters. We are here to stand with you all, and that is what is supposed to happen. Stand together, stand loud. What is happening is unjust. It is not right, and we are seeing this happening more and more and more every single day. We will not win until we change what is going on around us. And how do we do that? We stand up in solidarity with everyone around us. There is nothing that the working class has not in common with each other. The working class is one class. We have to stop the infighting. The only way we are going to win is realizing that we are here together, to stand together, to take down the bourgeois class. An injury to one is what? Thank you. No contract? No coffee. No contract? No coffee. Our next speaker is another rep from ALU. Loving this worker solidarity up here. We have Charles from ALU.
What's up, brothers and sisters? How are we all today? How's everybody? Come on. Want to hear you all. I just want to say, before I even go into anything, that we must remember, united we stand. To stand united is to show power. Unions show our resolve to what they're doing to us. I am Gerald Bryson, as you heard. I am the second person fired after Christian Smalls at Amazon for protesting during the COVID pandemic. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I was in court, the National Labor Board, as you all know or don't know, they ruled in my favor. And now I'm waiting for a federal rule, which will be in after the
29th of this month. I expect it to go the same way because I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was protest for safer working conditions during pandemic times, you know, and just to say, like, it's just been a struggle with these corporations, period. These platforms that we have, like the National Labor Board and other platforms that are here to help us, can't help us. They don't have the power. The corporations have smothered them with rules and regulations and laws that prohibit them from helping us to the fullest. And that's what we need to change first. We need to start addressing, you know, these issues with the politicians that call themselves, you know, working in our favor. These rules and regulations need to be changed so that National Labor Board and other platforms are able to help us. It's the bottom line. It's hard out here for all of us. There are a lot of people that have fight for forming unions. You know, and that's just the corporation's way to retaliate at you. I mean, basically, you just have to stay strong. Stay strong. Fight. Remember what I said. United we stand, divided we fall. All unions must support each other. We're all brothers and sisters in the same struggle. And that's a fact. We must address these issues, starting with all our politicians, our congressmen, our councilmen. These rules must be changed that for those that don't have unions, so they can get help in these places and in these platforms. But the way to go is with a union. ALU! 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 We stand strong in our resolve to make Amazon pay for everything that it has done and to pay up. What is needed is for all of us to stay strong in our resolve. I'll say it again. There's going to be some times that it looks hopeless. We're fighting billion-dollar companies. I mean, from what I've heard lately, I mean, Amazon, if Amazon the owner is the asshole, then it looks like Starbucks owner is the shit that comes out. I mean, it's not going to stop. It's not going to change. They are here to oppress us. They only want our arms and our legs. They don't want you thinking. Once you thinking, you're a threat. And that's what's happening with old Jeff here. He just can't figure us out at this point in time. And we wish the same for you. And we're going to stand by all the Starbucks employees and fight alongside them to make sure that that asshole knows that, you know, we're articulate here too in Starbucks. Because that's what they think. It doesn't matter about your color, your creed. They're the 1%. And the 1% thinks that everybody else is expendable but them. And I just want to say, let's end it with this. I want to keep this short and sweet. I'm still fighting. I have another decision coming up on the 29th. Once this ruling is in, if it rules in my favor, Amazon's going to have to let me back in. So we stay strong in our resolve to fight them to the end. Stay strong in your resolve to make this happen too. That's all I'm going to say. If we don't get it, 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 shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. Thank you. Stay strong.
What's disgusting?
Union busted!
What's disgusting?
Union busted!
Lastly, to round it off, we got some local solidarity from Brooklyn. Elizabeth from the Caesars Bay location is going to come out and speak.
That's a lie. I'm not ready, but you know, okay.
So, where I come from, we don't argue about unions. I come from a small country, Ukraine, as we all know where it is now, but we never argue about unions. We don't talk why it's wrong to have a union. I grew up listening to stories of my grandmother and my mother telling me how union would help them through the hard times, how union would always stand up with them.
are